Hey all, it is time for Jason's Thoughts. Can't believe it's already mid-October. That is why it is dark out at 7 p.m. But it ain't raining, it ain't snowing, so life's all good. Anyways, by request, tonight I want to talk about conflict and potential disagreements when it comes to meetings in teams, which for the most part right now has all gone into a virtual world of different apps and video apps and programs that we use. And what do I mean by conflict and disagreements? It's when potentially something is being proposed or something is being created or a program is being released, and we have a great environment that allows for open and honest feedback. Perfect. Great. 9 heads are better than 1. 10 heads are better than 1. 50 heads are better than 1. Everybody's got different perspective. Everybody's got different ideas. Nothing but good will come from it. But sometimes those perspectives can hit a roadblock. Sometimes there could be disagreements in these meetings, in these virtual meetings. So we're not all sitting in a big boardroom right now where we have body language and, we can take conversations off to a side during a coffee break. You're forced into the meeting full time and with nothing but faces, of course, glowing back at you if you're on video calls, and very little room for off-handed and further discussions with maybe certain individuals. So my thing is this. I think that if you are in an environment that is safe and people feel safe to give their opinions and their honest feedback, chances are, and hopefully the chances are good, that you don't have a bunch of people that constantly agree. Because sometimes the direction or the plan is short-sighted. And sometimes, and hopefully, people will actually challenge you from time to time. And so there's 2 things to that, I think, that are important. I think it's important to allow that person to give their feedback in that environment that's safe and that is honestly only being given because they want to believe in it, they want to buy into it, and maybe they want to make it better. Maybe their thought is that they can make it better, or there's a better way of doing things. And so I really think it's important to let them breathe, to let them share in that virtual environment. The second point is this, if disagreements do hit in your team meeting, maybe it's not between you and the other individual, maybe it's between 2 individuals. If it is you, that's fine too. I think there's room to let healthy discussion continue. Some people may take it personally and may feel like they're attacked. Now, if you are potentially the attacker, I think there's something important to reflect on, that is that you should focus on the environment. Being that everybody is in this call, nobody wants to look stupid in a team or amongst their peers or in front of their leader. And so you may come across as, disagreeable, and they might battle you back. And so I think when you're the attacker, you got to keep things in mind that, yes, you have a point, but maybe it's about taking a step back and saying, is this the right place to address and further, at this point, fight over because the conflict is high. Because bottom line, a lot of the times in these virtual worlds, I don't think it's the right place for healthy conflict, healthy debate, when someone is thinking X and the other person is saying Y. My suggestion is this, that you, if you are the attacker, you take a back seat. You say, thank you, just wanted to share my opinion, and take it offline with that person that you've potentially disagree upon, because the environment is not the right place for that battle. If you're the one getting attacked and you really believe by your goal, your plan, equally it's as responsible as the attacker to say, you know what, I hear you. It sounds like we do not agree upon this idea or thought, and I would love to further discuss with you offline, one-on-one. Let it be. Let it be. So, all in all, as I said, my thought is this. It is great to have people that don't always agree in a meeting. Because if you just have a bunch of doers and they're not necessarily comfortable, even if they disagree, you might be missing out, because there's always value. The other point is just know the environment. As I said, the virtual world is making us do things different. Because we're staring into a screen, we lose that in-room human-to-human connection. And sometimes we just gotta remember that. And again, there's a bunch of eyes on everybody and nobody wants to look stupid. So take that call offline, or that disagreement offline, talk to it one-on-one, and pick the right environment to fight the battle in. You may not always win, but there's a time and a place. And also consider, is this the hill that you want to stand upon and stake your flag and live and die on it? Sometimes it takes some give and take. You might think you're right, but there's also time to listen to others and maybe pick your battles and pick your wins for another place. Anyways, that's my thoughts on conflict and disagreement. I think there's absolutely a place, because, as I said, I would hate to have a team that's a bunch of do as I say, without giving some perspective. Sometimes that perspective comes in pushback and conflict, but you know what? It comes from the heart. As long as they can explain their view, their why, embrace it. But maybe take it offline versus some virtual video chat. Anyways, stay safe, be kind, keep learning, keep coaching. Take care.